Buying your first home is a lot like taking a road trip. It's exciting, it takes preparation, and if you don't follow a plan, you can get lost, stuck, or way over budget. The first thing you would do before taking a road trip is to figure out your destination. Where are you going? You wouldn't start driving without any path or any directions or anywhere to go. So, the same thing with buying your dream home. You need to figure out where you want to be. Do you want to be in the city? Do you want to be on a farm? Do you want to be in the suburbs? Do you want to live in a condo, a townhouse, a detached house? Do you need room for a dog or cows? Do you need a basement? Do you want to plant a garden? So these are all important things that you need to think about first. So think about your dream home as your final destination. The second step in the home buying process is to figure out your budget. So if we compare it back to the car road trip idea, think of that as your gas tank. So you can't go to any destination without fuel, and you're not going to be able to buy a house without the financial means to do so. So there are three main components among everything else that you need to factor in for your budget. One is your pre-approval. This is kind of like knowing how far your car can go with a tank of gas. You need to know your financial status prior to looking at homes. The second thing is your down payment. And again, going back to the car, think of your down payment as like tolls. You need to pay them up front to stay on the highway. So you will need a down payment. And again, your lender will be able to help you with this. And the third component that you need to think about, in addition to the cost of the house, is the closing costs. Think of these as your roadside stops, your food, your lodging, whatever you need to think about, and they will add up and need to be factored in. So you need your pre-approval, you need to calculate your down payment, and also factor in your closing costs. The second step, the third main component would be your pre-approval. Now, we mentioned this back in the budget, but I need to spend a little bit more time with this. Your pre-approval is crucial because it tells you how much you can spend without getting off course. So think of it as your GPS. Without it, you're just guessing. You're just looking at homes which may or may not be inside your budget. So it is vitally important that you speak to a lender and you get a pre-approval so that you're not just wasting your time, your realtor's time, your family's time. It's fun to look on get homes for sale, but if they're outside of your budget, it's no fun at that point. And then you're looking at homes that are in your budget and you're not liking them. So let's avoid wasting time. Think of it as your GPS and let's get you pre-approved. Look at home in the home buying process. If you're a new, are contingencies. And let's think of these as road signs. So we would have an inspection contingency. And this is super important because it protects you from any hidden dangers within a house. So we hire an inspector, and it's something that you also need to factor into your cost, upfront cost, because you do need to pay for the inspection. And depending on what type of home it is, there could be different types of inspections, but we can go into that later. Another type of contingency is the appraisal contingency. This is kind of like a checkpoint. This kind of ensures that the value of their home matches the price that you're paying. You don't want to pay $500,000 for a home that only appraises for $300,000. Because one, if you're looking to get a home loan, they're not going to give you the loan way above the appraisal unless you have cash to put down for it. The next thing you really need to consider is hiring a realtor. Think of the realtor as your co-pilot. You're the driver. This is your journey. But think of the realtor as your co-pilot, kind of navigating you through the journey. Um, they would know, or I would know, the best routes for you to take, help you avoid traffic, which could be bidding wars or things that may not fit your budget. We also make sure that you don't get lost in the paperwork. We don't want to get lost and you don't want to get overwhelmed with all of the paperwork. So the realtor is kind of like your co-pilot, your guide, and they can get you through each step. The next thing you really Okay, so now that you have your pre-approval with the lender, you have your realtor, now it's time for the fun stuff. We go on your home search. So think of your home search as like scenic stops along the way of your road trip. So every house that we see is kind of like a different town or a different landmark. Some are going to be very cute, but not practical. Some are going to look really good online, but they can disappoint in person. So it's really important to kind of go through with your realtor, go through an entire checklist of your wants, your needs, and that's called a buyer consultation. And that's something that they will do with you prior to this home search. So it's super important that your realtor spends the time with you to go over this whole process. I'm giving you a quick YouTube video of just the basics. But your realtor will really help you along this whole path. So the fun stuff is the home search, as long as you are searching in the right price range with your right needs and wants. So you're at getting at the good stuff now. So let's stay focused on your destination and think about it that not every stop is the stop. And not every house is going to be the house. So speeding this along very, very quickly, we get to the offer and negotiation. You find the house of your dreams. Think of the offers and negotiations as like road hazards. You might run into some bumps, like multiple offers, like repairs, maybe seller pushback. Negotiation is kind of like your GPS rerouting you when you hit traffic or when there's an accident. So things might slow down, but with persistence, maybe a couple detours, your realtor and you will get to the finish line, and it will be well worth it. Well, it's closing day. You are at your final destination. Went pretty quick, didn't it? Remember, this was just a quick, brief overview of buying your first home. Follow me for more tips. I'm going to give you a deep dive into each one of these steps. Feel free to put anything in the comments, any questions you have. There's lots of moving parts to buying your first home. This is kind of just a quick overview and just trying to give you the metaphor to going on a trip to just try to simplify the process. So you made it, you're ready to unpack, celebrate, and enjoy your new home. If it was only that simple. But the beauty of it is that with the right agent, with the correct preparation, you can do this. And it's a great experience. So, whether you're looking to buy a home in the next 3 months, 6 months, year, or 2 years, even 3 years, it is never too early to start planning now. So, if you're looking to buy in New Jersey, I can absolutely help you. If you're looking for any place else, I have colleagues all over the country and all over the world that would be more than happy to work with you. So, please shoot me a message and know that I'm here for you. All right, from closings, from actually, it's from classroom to closings. Um, reach out. Have a great one.